I feel happy, so, so happy. I feel happy, so, so happy. Come on!
Attention! I don't know about you, but I feel the revolution. I was very impressed, I must say. Earl, you continue to do an amazing job. So let me start by acknowledging and thanking the Jamaica National Foundation for the amazing work and contribution that they have been making to education. I was just reflecting because in 2007, I was the Minister of Education, and I believe it was probably in this room, but probably just one side of it, when you launched the Centers of Excellence program. And I thought it was a very good initiative. And since then, you have been involved in education in a big way. And nowadays, everything I try to figure out what is the dollar value. And I think Dr. Peter Phillips, the opposition spokesman on finance, will agree with me, because you were then, I believe, the chairman of the Centers of Excellence program, and I recall your speech then, that they would have probably gone about $5 billion in Jamaica National Foundation, $500 million Jamaican dollars, forgive me, in investing in education. And that's significant for any corporate entity to have invested in education. But I would want to say to you, continue to invest in education. Your investment is paying off, and there is even greater dividend to come. The best investment that any country can make is in the education system. And what I've seen, particularly in Jamaica, is that there is generally a political consensus around education. And in acknowledging the Minister of Education and the former Minister of Education, we have been doing this since the launch by former Prime Minister Pattison of the Education Transformation Project. And this was, I believe, in, help me, Minister, 2004, when there was a parliamentary agreement, really, that we would ring-fence education. Ring-fence it for agreement in budgetary financing, that it would not become part of the political cut and thrust, that in general, the government and the opposition would give tacit support to national initiatives in education. And I believe it has served Jamaica well, and I would want that to continue. Indeed, it is an example of enlightened political leadership. And as Ms. Lee would say, clap them, man, clap them. Basically, there are two contending forces in education. One is access, and the other is quality. The access issue, I believe we have come to a relatively good place. I think we could safely say that education is universal in Jamaica. If you really wanted to go to school, you can go to school. And that has not been an easy road. In fact, it has been a very long road. But you would probably know that we have had universal primary education for probably close to 140 years. We are just now attaining levels of universal secondary education. We're not quite there yet, but we are almost there. we are seeing some universality in quality. And I believe quality is the next frontier of challenge for the education system. Through a joint initiative, jointly supported politically that is, we managed to attain last year, 2015, and I believe we are sustaining it throughout now, universal literacy at the primary level, where we're seeing 85% of students sitting the grade 4 literacy test attaining full mastery. And if we continue like that, we will start to see universal literacy throughout the society. You know, I've estimated it in the next 20 to 30 years, you could say Jamaica would be universally literate because it's a flow through from the various age cohorts. What we need to see, starting now, is a universal high standard of education at the secondary level. And that is where the real challenge is. Some of it is historic. You know, some of us managed to get into traditional high schools. Others have not. And the separation exists in terms of the quality and the standards. What Jamaica National has done through private resources, but also leveraging public resources through the political support and through the Ministry of Education support. And I just want to shift a little bit to acknowledge Dr. Rattray and her work. And if you notice what she's done in starting, she tried to get you engaged. She tried to shock you. When she said, "Are you mad?" And everybody, "Mad? No. What's the acronym? Make a difference. Because the truth is, the education system sometimes needs to be called to attention. Sometimes needs to be shocked because we're comfortable in things as they are. A lot of us prefer to maintain the status quo. And without that kind of jolt, that kind of shock, you probably don't get change. And you have to get people excited by change, or rather excited to change. And so if you notice the strategy employed here on this platform is to get you excited about change. Because the truth is, what I have discovered in my brief time in education is that there can be a resistance to change in the education system. And the way to get change is not always to force change. So the government does have a duty to enforce its rules and its laws, but the best change comes when people comply voluntarily, when people understand that change is in their interest as well. And so sometimes you have to help people to step out of their comfort zone, and you have to build a structure where everyone understands that it is not a lose-lose or a lose-win, it's a win-win when we change. And what the iLead program has done is to structure an environment for a select number of schools which show the teachers and the principal and the students that if you change the way in which you do things, we all win. The objective is not to keep it within the sterile zone of the iLead program, but to find a way to get this into the education system, to all the principals, all the teachers, all the students. And I guess this is why you're having this program today. So I want to congratulate the iLead Foundation. the iLead project. I think maybe I'm saying something that will happen. I want to congratulate you on the work that you have been doing. And it's not just about the money. What I've seen, because I've been personally involved, it's the dedication of the board and the people involved. They are truly committed. They believe in it. And, you know, as politicians, you try not to take things personal. Right, Dr. Phillips? But you have to have passion, and you have to believe in what you're doing. And I see that in the team at the iLead project and the JN Foundation. They believe in what they're doing, and they're passionate about it. In closing, the objective of this government is to have what we call compulsory education, meaning that from your 3rd birthday to your 18th birthday, you must be attached to an educational institution. I think that is an objective that everyone can agree with. It is a little bit more advanced in saying that everyone must be in school, but it is saying that everyone should, first of all, be known to the state, registered in an officially recognized educational institution, meet a certain standard of educational attainment, and have exposure to a well-rounded curriculum. I think that's former Minister of Education. You would agree with that. That is something that we all agree that we should do. This is expensive, but the alternative is not only more expensive, it is dangerous. What we have done this year is to literally double the budget that we give to schools, to high schools in particular. There is a great debate which I have been following from afar about the no tuition policy. I'm not going to get involved in the debate. The minister is quite capable. Him being a principal in his former life. So I see it as a discussion amongst friends. And I'm certain that whatever issues exist, you will be able to resolve it. But at the end of the day, despite whatever is being said, schools are going to get more money from the government to carry out the programs that will make our children more educated and more competent and capable. And it's not just giving more money to the schools. Programs like the iLead project will help to ensure that we get maximum value for the money that we're spending. Because at the end of the day, above everything else that the government can do, education will only maximize the true benefit to the society when we have good institutional leaders at the school level. And so what you're going to be exposed to today is about improving the institutional leadership at the school level, about transforming your institution to maximize the benefit of the resources that the government is expending at great sacrifice. But we know the importance of this. So I want to encourage all of you who are here today, who are leaders in the education system, sign up for the revolution. I have signed up long ago. Thank you very much.